Hi everyone, I'm Daksha, and with us today we have Anubha. Anubha is the founder of GirlScript, and she also won the Social Entrepreneur Award under Forbes Asia 30 Under 30. She also won the Indian Women Leadership Excellence Award, and she is definitely someone we can look up for inspiration. Congratulations
Yeah,
on all your achievement.
yeah.
So,
Hello, Daksha. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm really glad that we are doing this.
okay.
Yeah,
So, my first question to you would be, how did the journey of GirlScript begin? Like, how did it
yeah,
picture?
yeah. Basically, I was working for many communities in 2014. Since 2014, I was working with a lot of foundations: Lean In, Django Wills Foundation, Opai Foundation, Mozilla. After working with all these foundations, and I also worked with a lot of companies which were going on and which were international communities and doing well in India. But then I realized that these are the community concentric to bigger cities, only Bangalore people or Hyderabad people. Or even if I talk about Hyderabad and Bangalore, these cities are so big that only few people were aware about the communities. Like others who are not aware, they were left out. So after working with all these communities, I realized that in every Indian classroom there are 10% of the students in any of the classroom, like whether premier, not premier colleges, does not matter, but 10% of the students are those who are aware of the opportunities available, or at least they are curious enough to look for something. They have this curiosity or individual self motivation to look for opportunities outside. But rest 90% of the classroom are someone who are some of them are mediocre, some of them are spoon feeding, like need spoon feeding or some guidance or mentorship from someone, or they are not confident enough. Even if they want to do something in their life, they are not confident enough to talk to these 10% student and ask them, how are you doing this in your life, right?
Okay.
Me and you are of same age in a same classroom, but how you are achieving this, like they don't have the confidence of asking it. So this is what triggered me, like all my experiences, because I was also in tier 2 city in Nagpur studying here in one of the colleges. So I also realized that this problem also existed in my colleges and several other campuses across India. So I decided to dedicate an organization and start an organization called GirlScript, dedicated to this cause, for helping these 90% students in building their profile, in getting employment, in solving all other problems that were related to the education system back then. Yeah.
Okay. That is a really nice thought. How did the name GirlScript come around? Like,
Yeah.
why GirlScript?
This is very interesting that we are not a woman only organization. And as soon as people see GirlScript, people tell us, ki, okay, you are only for girls. But the thing was, I wanted to dedicate a name to women, women power, and somebody a woman is doing to change the education system of
Okay.
India. So that's why I named it GirlScript. There were also reasons that a name cannot justify, like as soon as people see GirlScript, they start judging this is only for girls. So why not name it something which is dedicated to some group of people, but it is open for all and working for everyone. And if a man works for a company like GirlScript, he should be proud that he is supporting a name that represents a woman. So this was the whole idea behind it, but we are definitely open for everyone. We reserve 50% of the seats for underrepresented groups in the community, like transgenders, women, or anyone who thinks that they are underrepresented in their community. But we definitely welcome everyone. Yeah.
So that is actually a really nice way of how you define your name. Okay.
Mm.
Also, in your TED talk, you speak about the current phases of education in the country. With regard to
Right.
that, what is your opinion with respect to the current education system in India? And in what ways do you think we can improve it?
So the current education system of India works for competition. It doesn't works for customization. So there are two words starting from the letter C. One is competition, one is customization. So
Mhm.
today in India we are competing in an entrance exam or somewhere where we are just trying to knock off each other. There is some competition spirit, and I totally respect everything. But the problem is every student, as I categorize them into 10 and 90, in that 90% students also there are different categories who need different kinds of help, right? Some of them are just low confident, they have that high level of knowledge, they are just not able to express themselves. It is one of the problems. There is some other problem related to family, related to some pressure or some mental health issue that they might be going through. So I believe that the biggest problem is that there is no customization in the system. Like everybody is running after competition, and people are not actually defining the person and what he or she should do based upon what they want to do. Not, but they are just jumping into the competition and just going ahead. So this
That's
is the
very
biggest
true.
problem, I think. Yeah,
Okay. So how do you
yeah.
think we can improve it?
So improvement is needed, and definitely one organization or one company because I believe that education system, people say we have to change the system, but till these years nobody is able to change the system.
Mhm.
So the solution is by building a parallel aid to this system, like parallel aid where we are supporting the students whatever they are lacking in the college curriculum or in the school curriculum. We indulge them into something outside these campuses, or maybe what we can do is we collaborate with the existing system in some ways, and then we introduce some programs which are necessary for the overall development. Because if we see an engineering student, there are several other engineering students in different countries who can different cities who cannot even write emails. So if you are an engineer and if you want to apply for a job, you should be able to draft an email, and nobody tells you how to write an email in whole computer engineering curriculum.
Yeah, true.
So communication is important, some basic professional communication, writing emails and talking to people, having calls, giving interviews, so everything should be
Things that
inculcated.
involve more practicality.
Yeah, yeah, that is important. And customization is also important, like how you differentiate each person and then give them a path to go. That is also very important.
Yeah, that is really very true. You know, like we have seen, like I've read so many posts of yours and everything. You really
Mhm.
talk about the importance of skill sets in a person.
Right.
And I completely agree. If one has good skills, you can nail it anywhere you go. But do you
Mhm.
think everyone in the country has access to equal opportunities and a platform where they can learn, build, improve their skill sets?
No, I strongly disagree to the fact that everyone has equal opportunities, even if somebody in X engineering college is studying the same curriculum as in Y engineering college. I feel that there is a huge difference which people do not understand. And if I try to make them understand, people laugh at me that this cannot happen. But I have seen students in such miserable condition that um, uh, because in smaller cities there are still no communities. In smaller cities there are still no one to help them, to get them out of this scenario, which is hell lot of competition outside, and then you have to jump on and go to. So every person who studies in a city like Nagpur, or who studies in a city like Bhopal, or any of these cities, they dream to go to Mumbai, they dream to go to Pune or Hyderabad or Bangalore after completing their degree, to study more so that they can get a job. So it's like a additional thing added to their profile, like they dream to go to these cities, then add on some skills, and then they might be getting a job. So I don't believe that there are equal opportunities, because I have seen many people from bigger cities who get one scholarship, two scholarship, the similar person third scholarship as well. But there are similarly there are different girls who are not able to get any diversity scholarship or any kind of, I would say, help from anyone. So there is a huge gap between the bigger cities and smaller cities. And even in bigger cities also, there are some of the colleges which are actually dominant, and there are others who cannot cope with it. So for example, if you talk about bigger campuses like Manipal, LPU, IIT, so here competition is very much, everybody is trying to show their skill sets and what they have got. Like every day some activities going on in the campus, so ultimately at least people will try. But in some of the campuses where it is cold like anything and nothing is happening, what the students will do, like they will not have any option left apart from they themselves turn on their laptops and mobiles and start doing it. Apart from that, there is, I don't think any way they can be in parallel comparison to students studying in such premier colleges.
So, do you think GirlScript Foundation has helped bridge the gap?
Yeah, so the journey is very long, and just now we have started, like 2.5 years, 3 years we'll be completing in June, and in 3 years we have tried our best. So GirlScript right now is in Assam, it is now in Bihar, Jammu. We are the first community because in Jammu there is no internet also. Like how these children study and how they conduct the meetups and events, it is very impossible. And for photos also, we have to wait for 4 to 5 days to get the event photos because there is no connection um, between both of us. So the problem is right now we are trying to reach out to all these places where there are less opportunities. It doesn't mean that we are not in premier campuses. We are also in the premier campuses, right from IIT to Thompson's River University in Canada and other international campuses as well. But we want to reach and make these cities as equivalent to all the other students that are studying in different premier colleges and bring them together at one platform. So this is our journey. And how we are trying to improve the scene is that, for example, you must have heard of Google Summer of Code, and
Yeah.
there are different programs. So GirlScript Summer of Code, initially when we built, people were like, you are just copying other Summer of Code programs, and like they started criticizing it. But the problem was, in smaller cities, when I try to give them or teach them about open source, they are like, what is open source? They don't know anything. When I tell them GitHub, they write down the spelling of GITHUB. Okay, we'll go and search at home. So they don't know about anything. And GirlScript Summer of Code help those who someday aim to go to Google Summer of Code or maybe bigger programs. But initially, they should know about what is open source, why is open source, why I should become a contributor. So that is very important initially, and then only you can go for such bigger programs. So this is the gap which I think nobody sees, or if anyone was seeing also, then they were ignoring it because I don't think people with opportunities understand the fact that there is a huge gap. And yeah, so we are trying our best, although we need more organizations to jump and solve this problem with us together. So I definitely believe in collaborations, and I'm really looking forward to more people take this scenario as their theme for startup and start doing it with us. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people appreciate the effort and hard work that you've put in to reach out to so many students
Mm.
out there
Yeah.
and improve their life by giving them more opportunities. So, you also received the Indian Women Leadership Excellence Award. Can you talk about the process so that more if people who are watching this can know about it? And can you also share with us that how have you as a woman faced any challenges in the society, if any?
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely there are challenges. So first I'll talk about the challenges and then about the award.
Yeah,
So
sure.
definitely there are multiple challenges if you are a woman entrepreneur, because people take you initially, like no matter what your qualifications are or how many awards you have got or anything, doesn't matter. But initially in the system or the ecosystem, startup ecosystem, people take you for granted. And yeah, they don't believe, they believe that you okay, you are a woman or a girl with dreams, and you will just do it for maybe 1 2 3 years, and then you will get married, and eventually you will forget about the startup. So this is the perspective of people right now as well in the startup culture and ecosystem. And definitely you have to work really hard to prove your worth, and stand equally in front of men dominated startup ecosystem right now. So that is one of the things. The next thing is that obviously there is family pressure of you working hard. As I told, that I live with my team. So my team mostly comprises of men or boys, because in because girls, I am really looking for more passionate girls who are into startup. But then the problem is again that women totally believe in secured life. Like if she is studying and giving it all, she really wants to get a secured life, not work like a laborer for a startup. So because startup is a hard, like labor kind of work. Like you have to work for multiple things at once, and you have to travel alone sometimes, and go to different places, do some risky work at times also. So parents don't allow such kind of thing. Like they don't allow a girl to travel alone, or maybe take this risk, or maybe leave a secure job and then go for something which is not so sure that it will give you some result. So that was the reason that, you know, my family was also thinking that if I could have done a job, it would have been better for me, because I also had a few job offers from different companies. So they were like, why are you doing this, why are you working so hard, you know, taking risks with traveling so much, and why, so take care of your health and like that. So there were different things that, from my family perspective as well, from the society perspective as well, and in the startup ecosystem, where it is male dominated mostly. So yeah, there were problems, but I believe that if you work hard and if you prove your worth, eventually you will stand beside the male dominated society, and you will just crash them with whatever you are working on. And regarding Indian Women Leadership Award, so last year I received this award at Rajpath, Delhi, by Mr. Suresh Prabhu. He was ex-railway minister, Central Railway Minister of India. How I got this is, there are different nominations for this award. Like every year around Women's Day, before Women's Day, there are nominations for this award, and one of my friends nominated me for this award, one of my colleagues, and that's how I got shortlisted for the award. So before Women's Day, if some woman really needs recognition, because recognition at one point is really important for the work you are doing, so that people take you more seriously, and you know, people want to work with you. So if you are looking for any kind of such awards, or you want to get recognized by the government, so you should definitely keep an eye on the government websites, or maybe if you are doing a startup, your colleagues or whoever works with your profile building, they should definitely keep an eye on these government websites and everything before Women's Day happens every year. And yeah, so this is the nomination process. My friend nominated, and that's how I got shortlisted.
Well, that's pretty amazing, and kudos to you for facing all the challenges and coming through so successful.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah. On being a finalist in the category of role model that recognizes an inspirational woman in the field of technology, what are your feelings? And do you feel any added responsibility and proud of the fact that you've guided beginners all across the world in innumerable ways?
Yeah. This role model category happened to me with Booking.com's Technology Playmaker Awards that happen every year in March, again around Women's Day. And these awards recognize everyone into 7 to 8 categories, women around the world. And there are nominations from excellent companies and women leaders who are managing these companies. And I never thought that I'll be listed in the role model category, and I was the youngest one to be listed there. So they also wrote an article
Congratulations.
about everything. Yeah, definitely, as added responsibility, I would say that every recognition that I get, whether we talk about any of the awards or any recognition, definitely I feel more obliged towards doing my work, because every day I have to wake up and then, you know, prove myself that, and my company has to prove that, okay, we are working on the cause and we are creating the impact. So um, every day the situation is not same. For example, now pandemic has come, so all the offline communities have stopped working, because obviously they cannot work. So then you have to find an alternative, that how you are going to work, right? So added responsibility in terms of work, in terms of impact, is definitely there, because if people are seeing you at that high position or some level, then you have to keep on working and proving yourself, that okay, I can do this. And somehow you also feel pressure as an individual as well, because me as an individual, if I have achieved this much, and if I fail one day, or maybe, you know, if I'm not able to make that kind of impact one day, I myself will, you know, lose kind of identity loss will be there. So I try to make sure that I am mentally well, and I am also, you know, talking to people, I am taking their ideas and also working on it regularly, so that the responsibility is managed well.
Okay. Okay. Very true. How did you feel when you were announced as a social entrepreneur winner under the Forbes Asia 30 under 30? Do you feel more influential than before? And in what ways has achieving this title brought a difference to your life?
Yeah. So Forbes was definitely one of my dreams. So I won't lie that it all happened accidentally or something, because I really wanted to be nominated at some point for this list. And yeah, so the results came at around 4:20 a.m. I was just about to sleep, but due to lockdown, I am like the schedule is gone, and I was about to just sleep, and I got a message on my WhatsApp, and one of my friends congratulated me in the morning, and I was like, okay. And then I got out of my bed. I checked the website, and then I saw that, okay, I am being shortlisted. And already I knew already in January it says that I am one of the finalists, but semi finalists, sorry. And then I was not sure whether I'll come in the final list or not, because there is no process after the semi-final list is revealed and you get to know that you are in semi-finals. You just have to give your more information, and then you have to wait for the results for 2 to 3 months. So then my friend who told me, she was also on the list. So she told me and she messaged me, and that's how I got to know. And yeah, definitely it was a dream come true, and I definitely feel really good, and all of my family, everyone feels really proud of it. And I'm really proud of all the fellow Indians. There are 69 Indians out of 300 in 10 categories of this 30 under 30 list, which is the highest record. So I congratulate everyone who got shortlisted this year from India, and we have proved really that Indians are doing something great in the startup ecosystem and in creating an impact in the society. So, yeah, this was a really uh, great feeling to me. And
Okay. Would you want to talk about the different kinds of projects or events that GirlScript organizes throughout the
yeah,
year?
yeah. So, first we start with the local communities. So, there are local groups of people who help other individuals,
Uh-huh.
irrespective of their age, gender, or any background. We help these people into stepping into the world of technology and programming, stepping into the world of skill upskilling. So these are the groups that help everyone. So local communities right now operating in 56 cities across India. And this is what we are doing. The next thing which we are doing is, I already talked about GirlScript Summer of Code. So this is we are doing, promoting people in open source, telling them why open source, and how to take out the projects, and how to enhance your skills and land into jobs and internships using open source development. So this is the second thing which we are working on. The third thing is our annual celebration, which is GirlScript India Summit, that we do every year around the end quarter of the year, where we assemble all the people who work remotely with us, the chapter leaders, everyone, and not the other peoples as well, who do not work with us but who want to join us, and who want to join the student ecosystem and learn about different opportunities. So this is the annual celebration that we do at the end of the year. Now recently we have started working in slum, for slum kids. So right now a project is going on in Shabad Dairy, for teaching the slum kids students. So we have developed the 8 months curriculum for the slum students, and we are teaching them programming and everything by this setup. Apart from that, there are other online programs that we do. Right now we have started COVID coding program, which are mainly courses, 7 days short term courses, which we are teaching to students so that they can utilize this quarantine period. There is also a uplift program that is coming up, which is a 3 month long mentorship program. So people complain that, I want to speak in English, but there is no one in my family or no friends of mine speak English. So I am hesitant towards doing it. Or maybe some other complain that I want to make a career in game development or machine learning, but nobody nearby me does that. So we decided to, why not create an online mentorship program where we combine all these people together. For example, four people who want to speak English become friends with each other, and then we provide them mentor who is expert in English language, and then they five can make a project together, work on their skills together. So this is what we have started, like grouping people together through uplift program, and then uplifting their career in some sort. So this is what we have started recently.
Okay. At some point of time, do you see GirlScript Foundation expanding globally outside India?
Yeah, so already the GirlScript Summer of Code program has international participation, and Uplift also has international participation. And um, um, we had a chapter in Canada and other countries also, but mainly these chapters were led by Indians who go to abroad for doing their masters, and then after like 1 or 2 years, it becomes again inactive. So we are dealing with that problem, and we full-fledgedly want the other countries residents to start the chapter themselves, so that we are totally not dependent on people who are Indians and going from India to abroad and flourishing this. So we definitely see GirlScript becoming an international organization. Many of the programs, even our courses which we are doing right now, has international participation, but we wanted to do it on a full-fledged scale. That is our goal by end of this year, and maybe next year we'll see it on a bigger picture in a global map.
I really hope everyone who is watching this interview comes to know about it, and international students will be watching this interview come to know that if they're interested, they can start their own GirlScript chapter in their own countries.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, all the best
definitely.
for you for that.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you so much.
who have been your constant supporters throughout this entire journey? I'm pretty sure you've had to look at a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
So, who would you like to thank the most?
So first of all, I would like to thank my mom, because without her, when I was doing my engineering only, my father passed away, so she was a single mother since then, and taking all the responsibility of the home, and then looking after my younger brother, and also helping me in achieving my dreams, and not letting me sit down at one place or doing something that she wanted. She never imposed something on me without my decision or my will. So I would like to really thank her. And now also, like, when relatives start throwing me marriage proposals or anything, so she is the one who protects me every time, and she wants me to take my time, make my career, and do whatever I want. So I really want to thank her for everything that she has done till date. There are also my college professors who allowed me to go out of the classes maybe sometime for some extra work, and let me do what I wanted to do and believed in me. I really want to thank them, and also my team members, because without the team, like, all of the people who are working with me right now, even the core team members and all the other team members who are working in all places of India, it would not have been possible for me alone to do this. Like, people take my interviews only and I only get highlighted, but the thing which they are doing is amazing, and they have this passion for the cause, and I'm really thankful to these people. Because of them, I am eligible to give this interview today, and I'm eligible to get the award. So they are my backbone, and definitely would like to thank all of the team members or anyone who has ever contributed to the organization in any way. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice thanks to like your mom's done amazing work, and yes, definitely all parents want to see their children do well in life. So
Yeah.
congratulations once again, Anuba. Would
Yeah.
you like to share some thoughts to the youth who wish to build their career in the field of technology? Some advice you would like to share?
Yeah. So technology is a vast field. It doesn't matter if you have a degree, if you do not have a degree, if you belong from any background, any city. If you have that right kind of skill set, you will be definitely hired. So that I want to clear the myth that people talk about. There are no jobs. What will we do? So there are plenty of jobs. I definitely focus on and emphasis on skills. So as soon as you work on self improvement, nobody will come to motivate you. Like, we are trying our best, but sometimes you might be out of our reach, or we are growing slowly. So maybe till we reach you, you might have been graduated or something. So I would tell you first to do not be dependent on anyone, but focus on self motivation, and be self motivated, and try to do n number of things. If you want to talk to me or anyone, or you maybe, or anyone who is sitting outside and has better knowledge than somebody else, so they should not be hesitant towards asking questions, because once you start asking someone, you won't get reply for maybe at least once or twice or sometimes, but after that, you will automatically, at least if you message 10 people, at least 5 to 6 of them will respond it to you, and you will find a mentor in them and you can start your journey. So do not wait for anyone. There are plenty of jobs. Look for the opportunities, and first prepare your portfolio, prepare your skill set that you can show to the world, and tell them that I am no lesser than anyone. I have worked on these skill set and I have built this. Do not write that I have participated in a workshop. Write what you have built in that workshop. That will make more sense. And so prepare a portfolio and then approach someone, and definitely improve on your communication skills and writing skills. And even a cold email that you send to any of the company can get you a good opportunity. So I'm wishing you all the best, and looking forward to meet you all someday, or maybe in any way if I can help anyone, I would love to help all of you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Anubha. That was very inspiring. I hope everyone who is listening to this interview gains something from it. And all the best to GirlScript Foundation for all its future endeavors. Kudos to
Thank
all
you
the
so much.
efforts and the hard work that you've been putting in. So, thank you so much for all your time. It
Yeah,
was
thank you
a
so
really
much
nice
for
interviewing and knowing you.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much for hosting me and organizing like this initiative.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Anubha.